Right? Any doubts? Ask me on the chat or voice. Anything is fine. You have to write your code on the object. You have to write your code on the file.object. Yeah, for some of you who haven't code clearly, I think the answer is there itself. Just remove it and try doing yourself. I will note that the first problem does not require any files. So a simple beginning block alone enough. Because when you give the middle prompt, right, then only the file is required. Those who have finished the problem one, you can try the problem 4 that I have released just now. Problem 4 is slightly easy. Just go. Uh, no, when we write in the int block, it will not work. The reason is because the begin block is processed before opening or using any files, but the end block is to be executed only after reading all the files. So when we wrote the same code in the, it will prompt you with the error because we haven't provided any files. But if we did another approach in a way, like say I provided an empty file, okay, then in block is totally fine. Those who are working on the problem code, just find out which variable you have to use, which variable you have to use to get the line number. Okay, the question, the answer to the question, the answer for the printer lines are based on the sequence of occurrence from file 1 to 2, right? Okay. Let's say we are calculating union on the problem 3. So let's say we have to go through the file 1 first. Then let's say I find a line that is repeated on the file 2. So it has to print the first occurrence which is in the file 1 itself. That's the meaning of it.
Okay, sir.
The last question, the problem two was as well released. So far this week there are only five problems. If someone is already completed, we have enough time. We can discuss the problem along as well. If you want to discuss any other PPAs, like that also fine. We can discuss them. Any specific problem to be discussed? Any doubts so far in art, especially?
Sir, can you explain problem 3?
Can everyone able to see my screen now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is the problem tree. Okay. Actually, solutions I'm providing here is one is straightforward. It's easy to understand. So what we are doing checking here is if we uh, I don't need to define a array in advance in awk. So if I give a variable and put a square bracket and put a value into it, and if I assign something, that here the variable a or will automatically become an array. Okay, so that is one point. And here what I'm checking is the $0 refers to the entire line. So I'm making the entire line as a key to the array. So here I'm checking whether the entire that arrays which key is the entire line, the value is not equal to 1. In that case, if in a case that if the key is not present, then it's totally fine. It is true with respect to all. So it comes in here, and for this will happen only for a new lines. I mean, the lines which are not have been seen so far. Then we are incrementing the value. So by default, if I do the like a array of $0, which is not defined, but if I increment that value, then it will be incremented from to 1. Okay. So I'm incrementing it. So now the array with the key of $0 will become value 1. I'm printing that line. Okay. So if I see the same line again, that value will be like equal to 1. the condition is false, so it will not come into this block. Are you able to understand the second block?
Sir, a little only, not entirely.
Okay. Okay, I'll be writing in I'll define everything in advance and I remove one day. Can you say so let's say in a begin block I defined an array which is an empty array. Now I am checking for the file. Okay, $0 refers to the entire line. So the entire line is the key. So even further, I can print it as well.
Sir, are we checking for only one file, file 1, or both the files, file 1? Both the files for the first line, sir?
No, we are checking both the files.
For the
Okay, here in the case, right?
Yeah, in that
Okay,
by that
actually,
command.
okay, how it works is, let's say file 1 have the line 1, 2, 3. Okay, file 2 have the line 2, 3, 4. Okay, how it works is the first line will be the first line which is taken is from the file 1. I mean, file 1 is what we define in the first argument. Okay, what are the file which is taken? So it is the first line, second line, third line. Then you again go to the fourth line will be the first line of file 2.
So even the repeated lines will be taken. I thought it's only a union of distinct lines. So only
Yes,
one.
yes. Actually, it will not get into the block, but we pass through the block. But here, when it comes to this condition, right? Let's say the repeated line, the two, okay, two in the file two. When I reach here, the value of the array of two is already one. When I reach here, it is already one.
Okay, sir, by that first line array of $0, it is checking for both the files, no, sir? The first line of both the files.
It doesn't matter what file you are in. It doesn't matter. We are simply storing. We are simply checking for the array. Okay, array of key, which is the line. Array of key of line, which is not equal to one. That's all. Irrespective of the file.
No.
I can put
My question is the three file names you have mentioned down, like file 1, file 2, file 3. So
yeah.
That array of $0, that line, that command line will check for the first line of all the files which are mentioned below.
Not the first line. It is the current line.
Yeah, correct. Current line of all the files which you
Oh,
mentioned
yes.
after that, file 1, file 2, file 3.
Yes. How process the files, right? It will read one line, okay, process it, and it will go to the next line. Likewise. Okay, I can explain this in example. the file 1 contains 1, 2, 3, file 2 contains 2, 3, 4. Okay. So I have not written an out file. I'm writing a bash file only, so I'm using bash. File. Now I print the line by line. Okay. File. Differentiate. Okay. Here I am taking a file 1. Okay. Now I am going to the file 1. The NR is the number of record. Okay. So number of record is irrespective of the file. So we are not dealing with the number of record, it doesn't matter. So just to go through the file, it is the first record, second record, third record, kind of thing. Okay. So it is the line, entire line. So let's say I can array is not defined. That array of $0 initially there won't be any value for so first one we are seeing that. Okay. Here you can see the 1 1, right, because of the 2 and 3 which is already occurred before, so that is stored as a key to the array ARM. So it becomes 1. So I am checking the inequality, it should not be 1. So that condition passes only, then it comes to this block. So that then only the line of code. Okay. Any doubts or should I explain more?
Sir, what line makes the repeated values 1?
This line array of $0 right? plus plus. It will increment the value. Uh, I'm writing only the begin block, so file is not required. I equal to 1, I plus plus. Okay. Print. So what we are doing, right? I'm just incrementing the I. That's all. Same way, I'm incrementing the value in the array of having the key $0, just the line itself. Even you can do it here itself. So there is a difference between the plus plus, I plus plus, and plus plus I. You understood what I written initially, right? I incremented the I, then I printed the I. Now I am printing directly I plus plus. How it works is this: if you give the plus plus after the variable, then first of all, whatever the evaluate I, the variable is evaluated first, that will be given to the print. Thereafter, it is incremented. If we give the increment operator before the variable, it will increment the variable, then that will be value is evaluated, even for the evaluated value. Uh, any doubt here? I'll explain one more time also, fine. Any doubt here? How increment, it is called prefix and postfix. Pre-increment and post-increment.
This is clear, sir.
It is clear, right?
Yeah.
Uh, I able to. What about this question?
So I think I've understood it now. Like we are creating each line as an entry of the array, and if that has appeared, we are assigning the value to the key, which is the line. We are assigning the value 1 with that plus plus, and if we are not getting value as 1, then we are printing the line. That means it is a unique line.
Yes.
Yes, sir, understood now. Thank you.
Okay, the same way in a this one, right? It is even very short form to what we do. Okay. Okay. I don't. Let's say I'm printing the entire line, right? I have to write. I can write like print $0. Let's say if I wrote like that, I mean, irrespective of the, just forget the condition. This block alone does print the entire line. Okay, I can do one easy way. Simply print also print the entire line. Okay, so even simpler. If I remove the block, I give only the condition. Then also it is treated as a print the entire line. So how it works here, right? Uh, I am giving the entire line as a key, then incrementing it. Okay, but I am checking for the value. I mean, if it is not defined, it will return as a false. I am negating it, so that becomes true. That will happen before the increment, before the increment of that value. Okay, so it will become when it sees the line for the second time, the value of ARR of key $0 is already 1. So if I am negating the 1, it becomes false. You understood, right? Any doubts? Okay, fine. I mean, these are very short forms of writing the code. I mean, command line interface. But you don't need to do that. It is not mandatory or anything. It is just a faster way of writing. Even if you are writing in a standard way, right, it is totally fine. That totally works. No issues. Okay, anything else? Any other doubt? I'll explain it here itself. Okay, if you haven't watched the architectures, so fine, just watch it and be proficient with it because OPPA 2 is based on totally based on our concept. You'll be having the bash scripts as well, so there will be a significant portion which covers the concept. Any particular concepts or any problem you want me to discuss? Anything to explain? If there is nothing else, we can wind up the session.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, yeah.
I wanted to ask about the default value of IFS. So the default value is new line, space, and tab. So the confusion is like how when multiple things are there, when the space is also between the words. So is there a precedence? Like if new line is there, then it will only separate it by new line.
Okay.
Like is there an order? Like priority is given to the new line. If new line is not there, then we will separate it by space. Is there something like that?
No, it can be any of the kind of. Okay. I even like either of the.
But sir, a line has space also. So like, why does it only separate it when it at the new line?
Okay,
When
new
you
line is new line is just a end to it. That's all. End to a line. That's all. I mean, there is nothing to look after a new line character. Okay, in the but with respect to the particular line, if I reach the new line, okay, that line is done. I have to move to the next line. That's the thing. It's just like a separator. That's all.
yeah, sir. So that's what I'm asking. Like for instance, when we read an array,
Okay.
it separates the values by like it says that the default separator is the space. So
Yes.
it separates the value by spaces. So it creates multiple values.
Yeah.
So the same way when we read a file,
Yeah.
so you have different lines, but between those lines there are also spaces. So like
Okay. Actually, okay. That is for the if you want to get the fields right, then you
yeah,
use the space. I mean, if you want I mean, let's say if you want three fields of the line just separated by space, you can. That is taken up. That is
so that is what I'm asking. Ki, like
okay. Okay. I'll tell you one thing. Okay. Let's say you have a file which have two fields, but you let's say yeah, like four fields or anything, four fields, but you asked only for two fields. Okay.
yeah.
So what is okay? Even I will share my screen and explain. what just I did is I simply read a line and I stored that line in a variable called a line. I simply printed it. Okay, no doubt there. Okay, what's happening?
So like it's within the line, it is separating field 1 and field 2 and
Yes.
then printing it.
Yes. Let's say I have like in this case, I am supposed to have 4 fields, okay, but I have given only 2 variables to read. I mean 2 field variables, okay. So to read, so it takes the first one. So in that case, here it's the space is the input field separator. Okay. Here I gave only on another field. So in that case, F2 takes BCD. So here the IFS, I mean the field separator will be like a new like that.
Sir, why did it behave differently, sir? You mentioned only F1, F2, but it's printed all 4 A, B, C, D.
Yes, yes. I'll.
I didn't understand why it is
Okay.
behaving like that.
Can you print F2, sir? Like
Yes, yes. Yeah. Okay. The thing is, when you read the first, whatever you can give a multiple variables here. Okay, that will be taken as a field. Okay. So if I give F1, it takes the first field. If I do F2, it will take the remaining field if that is the last field variable I'm giving as input.
okay, so
Let's
like
say, if I give one more field variable, here in the case, F1, F2 are referred to the first field and second field, and the last variable which I want, right, that will refer to the, I mean, that contains the rest of the fields.
okay, sir, like we can also set IFS values, right? So like
Yes,
what
yes.
would we what would be the if you were to set the default value, how would you set it?
I think here it will be a regular expression. I think you can set it to comma or anything.
No, sir, but
In
like
that case, it will refer to, yeah, there is no command name, so yeah.
what would be like, let's suppose you are like setting the default value only. What exactly is the value of IFS in the case of default value? Like what is the default input field separator?
It's just a blank space. It's a blank white space. It's a, even here in this case, right? It can be a tag character as well. I'm using the option here to give a tag character. Say I'm using the default input field separator. So it's a simply white space. That's all. It can be a tag character. It can be multiple spaces also works. So,
Sir, what if we set IFS value to let's say anything else like comma or semicolon? Will read
in
still
that case, you are totally replacing the character. Okay. So let's say I'm replacing to comma. So it is totally overwritten. So everything will be stored as a F1. I mean, the first field itself. Because my field separator is comma. I didn't find anywhere comma in the my input. Here, I didn't find any comma here. So entirely it's the first field for me. Or according to the I mean dash. Let's say if I gave comma here,
So, sir, but the read is not affected. Like read will always break at new line.
Yes, yes, absolutely. I mean, the read will read only one line. That's a line terminal.
So read is not connected to the IFS.
No, read is not connected to the AFS. That's a field. It, read is a record. I mean, record and field.
Yeah,
Record
I
is
understand, but like read is also reading from the standard input, so it also has to like know when should I like break, where should I break, right?
okay. Okay, let's
It's
say
also
in
has
that
to,
case, you don't want to break on the new line character. That's
yeah,
what you mean.
yeah.
Okay, uh, actually, I don't know how to do it in Bash, but in R there is a way. I
Okay,
don't know. Actually,
but this IFS value does not have anything to do with read, like
yeah,
the
no, it does not. This just a name itself. Okay, just input field separator. Okay, it is just separates the field. That's all. It does not do with the record. Record in the
okay.
sense for us lines.
Okay, so it's only between the fields, not between the
Yes.
records.
Yes.
Okay.
Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, anything else?
So can you publish the solutions for that OPP one exam, which got held after some time, for us to know better how
Okay. Yeah, I mean, okay.
those 8 questions, whatever we had written in that exam, can you please publish the solutions after some time, whenever you're free?
Okay, okay. It will be confirmed. I'll ask.
Sir,
Generally, it will be released, right? I mean,
but for the next OPP, those concepts won't be there. Only for
oh
ARC
no,
and
no, no. It will be there. I mean, it is a totally week 1 to 7. Okay. Yeah, mainly yeah. Week 8 have
so this
other.
bash also will come. There's a
Yes,
probability
yes,
that bash will come. Okay.
yes. It will be there. I
Then
mean,
please
the
publish,
syllabus.
provide us the solutions to so that we'll get comfortable with that concept.
Okay, sure.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Like I am having a problem in the second question solved with instructor, like, on Replit.
Okay. Have you didn't understood or?
I have understood, but like I am when I'm creating an array and storing like in having 3 keys: mathematics, physics, and chemistry, and then incrementing them, like adding $2 to the key corresponding to maths and $3 to the key corresponding to like physics, and then adding them at the end, like computing the average. But like it's
Okay, okay.
computing all the fields.
Can go with the solution itself. The thing is, you have the let's say problem to it. That CSV file have a heading. Okay, so you should not consider the heading to the average error.
Yes, sir.
You
I
should
am using NR greater than 1.
okay. Oh, okay, fine. Okay, then how did you counted it?
Like, and at the end, in the end block, I used NR. Like, can you do it with the help of an array? Like, I am not getting the right answer because I only add the second field, but it captures all the fields. I don't know why.
Okay, you are doing for math and physics.
Yeah, I edited it. I also did chemistry, like,
Okay, okay, fine.
but like I was
Okay,
trying.
here, okay, yeah, here you are using NR, right?
Yeah,
Okay, let's say I have a heading for one line. Okay, then I have 3 records. Okay,
yeah.
so at the end, what will be the
Okay,
value of
okay,
NR?
okay. I am also counting.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
I mean
But
here
also,
you haven't
there is,
counted here. Yeah, here
yeah.
you counted it, but here you counted it. Yeah. Okay, that's why the solutions. I mean, it's a very hard coded, hard-coded solution,
But also, sir, my calculation is wrong. Like in the mathematics field,
yeah.
the answer total is not correct. That is why I was printing that. Like, if you check my mathematics field, the answer is something like adding all the fields, like total of all the physics, chemistry, maths for all the students, not like only for maths.
Oh, it's correct. The mathematics fields.
Yeah, it's not only adding the mathematics field, it's adding all the fields, like 100 plus 95. Like I have done, like in this case, it
No,
will add.
no, you have to go through the records. Okay, we are calculating the class subject average. Okay, so it will be 100 plus 85 plus 95 plus 97, 87 plus
Yes, sir.
plus.
The total is not coming right.
Okay.
If you can like run it once, you'll see.
So 6 values. So 91.5. That is the space per one. Correct, right?
No, sir. Your answer is correct. My answer is wrong.
Okay. Sorry.
I'm not saying the question is wrong. I'm saying like,
sorry. I misinterpreted. Okay.
It's like my total is for suppose for mathematics is not coming as 549. Like
Okay.
Sir, is it possible to view other successful submissions for a particular problem in the replit, sir? So that
No.
we can know the variations, how to approach a problem, because your point of view, anyway, we'll get to know one view of how
Yes.
to code, but others view also some like easy way they might have presented. They might have presented a easier way of.
Absolutely.
So
Actually, within Replit, you cannot do that. Only I can see all your codes. But you can always post your codes on the chat.
so you can't give permission for us to view the other successful submission. Anyway, after this session is over, I think it's of no use. Like
actually, there is a
we will not alter the code and all. We will not.
The problem is if someone student, if I give the permission, you have the permission. Like it's a kind of collaboration. Okay, you can see others' code and you can alter the code as well. So we don't want to do that. That's why.
But you can. There is no provision to prevent us from altering the code. Just to only read option.
No. As of now, as I am aware of, there is no read-only option. It is a collaborative option. So you can collaborate with others. So there is no read-only.
Because others might have presented in a simpler form. Maybe I would have felt your way of presentation to be difficult. So I might go and check for other easier way to understand the code better. That's what. With that intention, I just asked. No problem.
Yeah. I mean, if someone wants to share your codes, you can, once you completed the code after a certain time, you can paste it in the chat as well. So I mean, it kind of helps in one way, but in another way, it's some disadvantage that if you are writing your code, you'll be seeing the solution. Yeah, in either way.
Okay.
Yeah. Or else, if you want, right? Let's say ask it in the chat. No problem. If you want for a particular problem, just whatever you feel, ask it in the chat. Others can post the question.
Okay. Sir.
Post the answers. Yeah.
Sir, if you run the test, you'll get to know what I'm saying. Like the total is not coming as 549. Like this print
Okay,
TM.
actually you have printed the, okay, what is for total?
Like results, yeah. See, sir, 1122. It is also adding the physics marks.
Okay, the thing is, okay, I checked that it is a int.
It does
We
not
have
work even without int. Like if even you remove int, it still won't work.
Okay, just a minute. Okay, got it. Where you have defined yum?
Like the array
Yes, no, value of yum.
value of,
Yum.
like you're saying that I have not initialized.
Actually, yum, PC here, right? These
Yeah.
three are variable. Okay. We are using a variable, but it was not defined before. Let's
So
say,
we have to use a string.
yes, let's
Like,
say you have to use a define a with some variable or yum, something like well, like uh, so now
yeah, the total is coming right.
your total is coming right.
Oh. So like we have to, let's suppose we cannot use, is it because it is a single value or like a single character, or is it because like it has
No. Let's say the thing is, uh, when you are defining it in a bash, right? That's different. Okay, that will take a say, exact string or kind of thing. The thing is, instead of do that, you have to do like a yum is treated as a variable. The value it is not defined. Like that.
okay.
If you
But
want to do,
instead of m, I use math, like, but not without the
yeah.
quotes. It still
I
won't
mean, you
work.
have to use within the course. That means
Okay.
it is a string. You
Okay.
can do that. I mean, you can do t of math within a string.
But not without a string.
No, let's say here it means a string. Okay,
Okay.
here in this case it is a variable. Variable, its value was not yet defined before.
Yes, sir. But like everywhere we were not like caring about whether like something is a.
Yeah, but the thing is, so far you are dealing with only with the dash, right? Here
Okay.
it's so the things will be very different. I mean, where the code written in awk is more like written in C or something like that.
But we can use like let's say t of 1.
Yes, T
That
of one
works.
is. I mean, yeah. The thing is, what differentiate one and the one covered by the quotes? It is an
Okay.
integer. It is a string. Yes, sir.
So we can use integers, that's fine, but not like characters, because that
Yes.
represents variables.
Yes.
Okay.
Just okay. Just continue from. Yeah, Britta.
Yeah, good evening, sir. Am I audible?
Yes.
No, actually, I had a couple of questions, but not related to this. So maybe I should wait until others finish.
Okay. Anything else? Others? Okay, you can ask. Yeah.
Can I ask?
Yes, yes. Please go on.
Okay, sir. Firstly, can you tell us by when can we expect the results for the OPP?
I mean, it's supposed to be released in a few days. In past, it will be. I think it will complete tomorrow, I believe, but I'm not sure.
Sorry, sir. Can you repeat? I missed that
Uh,
last.
I mean, by fast you can receive by tomorrow, I believe, but I'm not sure. I don't have any information. But you'll be
Okay.
receiving in a very few days. Okay. It won't be
Okay.
long.
Okay. And secondly, sir, about the VM access, you said that it will be it will be given to us within a day of us filling the form.
Yes.
Is there
Actually,
any
yes, continue.
is there any way for us to check whether or not we got it? Because I tried to log in, I was not able to log in, so
Okay, okay.
I have no way
Actually,
of checking.
okay. Actually, I haven't automated the things yet. Okay. So I'm doing manually adding every student string to the VM. So I haven't added you yet.
Oh, okay,
Okay.
okay, okay, got it, sir, got it. And
There
lastly,
is,
sir,
yeah.
yeah, go ahead, sir. Sorry.
I actually there is automating. If we can write a bash script to automatically add a student just as you get the form details, right? There is a automation tricking on, but I haven't completed yet. So far I'm doing it manually.
Okay, okay. And sir, lastly, I sent you a link to a discourse thread in the chat box. Maybe you can view it later. It's not very urgent. Just you can see it later on when you're free.
Okay. I guess something like an operational thing, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's not very urgent. You can just see it later. No issues.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you,
Okay.
sir. Thanks.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else? Others? Pradav, it is regarding the YouTube playlist, right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. 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 I'll pass this to the concerned person.
Yes, sir. Great. Thanks.
Sure. Okay, if there is no more questions, we can wind up the session. Anything else?
No more questions from my end, sir. Thanks for the session.
Okay, thank you all.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Good night.
Yes, sir.